This is Flaunt Podcast, episode 4, 4G Revolution. I will warn you, there is jargon ahead. Before we get in too deep into what makes 4G, I think I need to take a step back and explain what 3G is and why the change from 2 to 3G was important. The idea of 3G was that anywhere where you had phone signal or strong enough phone signal, you would be able to get data transfer rates of up to a megabit. Compare that to your domestic connection. You know, we have 10, 20, even 50 megabit connections, so 1 megabit doesn't actually sound that big, but you do have to remember that this standard was drawn up some years ago, and obviously the idea was that this would be available anywhere in the world and while moving, potentially at quite high speeds. And when you think about the sizes of things that you're likely to try and download on your phone, 1 megabit seems pretty reasonable. You know, you'll only be downloading websites, maybe apps, but still things measured in hundreds of kilobits rather than megabytes. So that's 3G, it's where we are at the moment, and to be honest, it's pretty good. We get our websites downloaded pretty fast, we download our applications pretty well. We can even stream music. Applications like Pandora and Slacker Radio send us streaming music, and that works great. The standard for 4G, or at least the ideal, is to give 100 megabit connections, anywhere in the world, point to point. Now that's a huge amount of bandwidth. As I said earlier, compare it to what you have at home, whether that be 10 or 20 or 50 megabits, 100 megabits anywhere in the world. That's incredible. You know, no wires, no nothing. Huge amounts of speed for downloading whatever you want. And that's going to change a whole raft of things, and basically is going to change how we start seeing computers in the world. Initially, obviously, you can see how phone calls are going to become even clearer than they are at the moment. With 100 megabit, we can take totally uncompressed voice data and send and receive it with no problems at all. That'll mean that a person over the phone could literally sound as clear as if they were standing right next to you, or certainly as clear as if they were talking down the highest quality microphone transcribed to CD. You know, it's a huge difference, and anyone who's used internet voice over IP protocols like Skype or any similar services will know the difference that high bandwidth can make. You can always tell someone who's on a less powerful connection, you know, the crackles and just the loss of quality that compression gives you. So that's going to make a big amount of difference. It might not be hugely important to you, because you don't really have much to compare it to. Even like analog phone calls don't have especially high bandwidth, but I think that when it does show up, people are going to feel the difference. The biggest change really with 4G is how we're going to start seeing data storage, and certainly data storage on a local level. Having the kind of bandwidth that we do at the moment, we can already quite happily run streamed music either from our home computers or from streaming services. But when we have 100 megabit level connections, you can stream anything, be it high definition video or movies or anything. It'll stream perfectly glitch free over the connection, and that's amazing, because I mean that's not even downloaded to your phone then watched. That means just streamed. Your device never saves it, it just appears and vanishes. When you think about it from the point of view of perhaps being away from your media collection, but still able to access all of it on a moment's notice from anywhere in the world, you can start to see just how important this sort of thing is, because our current storage technologies, you know, as far as smartphones are concerned, we're talking, you know, 16 or 32 gigs, which is quite a lot. But a lot of people have collections ranging into the hundreds, or in my case, into the thousands of gigabytes of media. And being able to carry around not just compressed versions or lower res versions on our smartphones, but in fact being able to watch anything in high quality, perfect sound anywhere in the world it's an astounding move, and you can't really easily get across how much of a difference it makes. But imagine that next time you take out your phone and browse through your music library, instead of looking at it and going, I wish I'd put that on, think of it like I've got every song I have ever listened to at my fingertips. Whether it's the one that you wanted to show someone but had never really intended to bring with you, whatever, it's all there. And all of your TV as well, all of your movies, everything is right there on your screen whenever you want it. And I think that that's an amazingly powerful thing, and hopefully it'll come through quickly. There are some 4G devices coming to market now, or 4G ready devices coming to market now, but there are only a few test areas for 4G at the moment. But hopefully the standard will be cemented by the end of this year, which will mean that we can start seeing it rolling out. That's all from Flaunt this week, and I hope that you stayed with me throughout it, and I hope too that you share my enthusiasm for a truly wireless world. I'll see you next time.